Welcome, everyone, from the buffet line to another episode of Rollin' Heavy. I am your head chef, Big D, rocking the Rollin' Heavy merch right now. I'm joined, as always, by the notorious BOF. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing great, chef. I'm in the kitchen making gravy. I'm ready to get this rolling.
Yeah, we got lots to talk about. Lots to
I'm
talk
ready.
about.
I'm ready to eat, coach. Or I'm ready to eat, chef.
We were cooking before we went live here. We just decided we should probably just go live and start talking about this stuff.
We got some we got some stuff on the oven, stuff in the stove. Let's go. Let's get this going.
Yeah, so we are talking Money in the Bank, which is the PLE tomorrow, and there's a ton of storylines. There's a ton of expectations going into this, and man, this event's looking to be a full 5-plater, if not an extra trips to the dessert bar. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, this is to me this is a get full, wait, maybe throw up a little bit, and then go back for more.
I'm wearing my stretchy pants tomorrow.
Oh, this is Thanksgiving. I'm sweatpants, and I'm sweatpants all the way.
All right, so I think let's just dive right in. We're going to start with the women's match, which is Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Stark versus Naomi versus Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's Money in the Bank case. And, man, there's a lot to digest in this one. You know, personally, I really think Io Sky and Lyra are going to kind of go off on each other. Ever since, Queen of the Ring, Io's been pissed off that Lyra pinned her. I think they're just going to kind of have their own 1v1 match with some moves thrown off of the ladders. Unfortunately, I really feel like Zoe and Naomi are there for flavor. I mean,
I see.
Yeah.
I think that's Zoe. I say that, yeah, I agree with the Zoe thing, but I think that's Zoe and Chelsea to me.
See, Chelsea is a lot of people's picks. When I was, looking at picks around the internet today, a lot of people are picking Chelsea Green to win.
I mean, I guess if you're trying to maybe create kind of a wedge between her and Piper, maybe.
I don't know. Like, I get she's been really entertaining as of late. Since Queen of the Ring. Like, she was one of my favorite parts of the Queen of the Ring match when she came out in the Lucha mask. She got a huge pop, like an absolutely huge pop when she stole the win in the qualifying match. So I think the crowd's really starting to get behind Chelsea Green.
If I'm not behind her just yet. Like, yeah, the luchador thing was funny. Now, if she continues that route, and like, you remember early Kurt Angle where the dude was just a dork, like just a goofball, like would say stuff, and then one of my favorite things that Kurt Angle ever said was, "You're a boy playing in a man's world, and I'm a man that loves to play with boys." No, wait. That
I forgot about that.
That is one of my favorite Kurt Angle things ever. Now, if we get like more of that luchador or lucha, like no, luchador mask and just dinky, goofy things like that from Chelsea, but she backs it up in the ring, I'll buy a T-shirt.
Yeah, I was real surprised at the pop she got, but I mean, she's been entertaining as of late. I haven't, for the first part of the year, haven't really cared for her, in-ring persona and whatnot, but she's much like Piper leading up to Clash of the Castle, she's really come on afterwards. So, I mean, that's been good to see. I could see crazier things happening, which I have a little bit of a theory for. But for this match and, officially what I think, there's going to be a lot of interference. I expect Damage Control to come out and support EO at some point, and they are going to essentially hurt Lyra. They're gonna put her out, so she's not going to win.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that actually, I think that happens, but I think that happens pre-match.
No, it's definitely happening during the match.
For sure, pre.
They've been talking. Oh, Damage Control's not feared. We need to take this over again. Blah 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 blah. And yes, so
every faction needs to run the game and yada yada yada, and this is our show and blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
whatever you say.
The only people they have beef with right now is Lyra.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the Unholy Union, or not the Unholy Union, Bianca Jade.
Yeah.
Who I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up and then took Damage Control out. But I think that's a bit of a stretch.
That's a stretch because they have nothing. I mean, they have nothing with Lyra. Like if EST and Jade were tight with Lyra, then maybe. But like for them to,
yeah, I think
keep her in the match. I mean, maybe to stop with Damage Control, but I think they've moved past Damage Control.
I think so too.
They didn't lose the title to Damage Control. If they lost the title to Damage Control, maybe, but they got more to do with Alba Fire and what's her face,
Isla Dawn.
Gosh, I can never remember the name.
Yeah, I said I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up. Because they are two of the hot superstars in the women's division right now. But Damage Control definitely shows up and they put Lyra down, getting her out of the match at some point. Somebody's got to show up and take out the rest of Damage Control because they're not just going to let Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane just roam around the outside and let EO win. Like that's not going to happen.
I think Nia shows up. Because she's, because her and Tiffany Stratton are there. I think the second Damage Control shows up, Nia Jax is right behind him. Just because she doesn't know how far. Because if Damage Control is around the ring, that means they're going to. Not only is Lyra in their sights, everybody else but Io Sky is in their sights. So Nia Jax shows up because, her and Tiffy Time are buddies right now.
Yep.
So I think she shows up to keep an eye on them. Which then Bailey shows up because we got Naomi. Because then we got Naomi in the ring. So she shows up to keep an eye on Nia. And then Shayna Baszler shows up because Zoe's in the match. So now we got 19,000 people outside the ring with 6 people inside. We basically got a pre-Royal Rumble happening right now.
I mean, at that point, Piper's got to show up to back Chelsea.
Yeah, and now Piper shows up. It's like, well, shit, if everybody's out there, I might as well go. That's where the party's at.
Piper shows up, knocks everybody out, climbs the ladder, takes the case.
No, the Wyatt Six show up, murder everybody, and then the cases are gone.
there is no case.
There is no case, and there's a box on the announce table with a VHS in there.
And that is the rest of Money in the Bank.
And then Money in the Bank is over.
It's over.
They murdered the entire crowd, too. Everybody's dead.
Yeah, but I 100% agree that Nia and Bailey show up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Piper and Shayna. But at that point, it's a little ridiculous. It's already ridiculous with Damage Control and then Nia and then Bailey. But at least that makes a little bit of sense.
No, that's out of control. And then it's like, okay. And then there's not enough room around the ring for them just to kind of hang out and not attack each other, right?
Right.
So then it's like, but maybe it's a David Copperfield move. Look at what's happening on the outside of the ring, and then next thing you know, Naomi's on top and she's got the case.
Is that your official pick?
She's my official pick.
Naomi. Wow. She is my unlikely pick. So
she's my only pick, or she's my pick because Nia beats Bailey at SummerSlam, and then it's then you have your heel face title match for the next PLE down the road.
yeah, well, there's the whole revenge angle with Naomi going to after night. That's exactly why I have Naomi as kind of my outside pick. I have my official pick of being Tiffany Stratton. I think it's time. It's Tiffy time.
I think that's a hard sell if Nia wins at SummerSlam. That's a real hard sell. In my opinion.
I don't think so, because Tiffany's playing the long game with Nia here. So what she's doing is she's getting in Nia's back pocket. So when Nia eventually wins at SummerSlam, which we predicted months ago, she is going to be celebrating with Nia. She's going to smash her with the briefcase, cash in, and she is walking away from SummerSlam as the women's world champion.
See, and I don't think Nia's going to let Tiffany that close. She's going to let Tiffany think that she's getting close. But Nia, and especially if she wins Money in the Bank, are you kidding me? Like, Nia's going to keep her,
But she doesn't have the title yet. Like, that's the thing.
No, but let's be honest. She's going to. And even if she wins the Money in the Bank title now, and prior, obviously, if she wins tomorrow, prior to Nia winning the title at SummerSlam, that case is a threat to Nia. Even without the title, it's a threat to Nia. It's a threat. When Tiffany Stratton, if she has that case, it's a threat to everybody because she's next in line. No matter what. Doesn't matter who signed up. Doesn't matter what matches are booked for the title match. Tiffany Stratton is always next in line. No matter what.
No, it's true, but I think this makes a more compelling push for her. Because she can beef with Bailey at the same time Nia is. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is how it should play out in my mind. Tiffany does not care about Nia. She's just getting in Nia's pocket so she can have the opportunity to cash in at SummerSlam.
And I think Nia knows that. I think it's a
I don't think so. Otherwise, Nia's not coming out to protect her. She's not coming out to ringside during Money in the Bank or her qualifying match.
No, that's Nia that's Nia giving Tiffany the illusion that she's by her side. You know what they say? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's exactly what Nia is doing.
But Nia's kept everybody far away.
Yeah, but she's putting all those eggs in that Tiffany Stratton and Money in the Bank basket. I think she thinks that she's going to win that Money in the Bank. Nia is confident that she's going to win at SummerSlam, so she knows that at any time, Tiffy time is going to come and try and cash in on her. So she needs to keep her close.
If you say so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think so. Just the Nia character is the Stone Cold character. You don't trust anybody. You don't trust anybody. You don't have any friends. You don't have friends in this business.
Except when he shook hands with Vince to win the title for the first time. They screwed The Rock out of the championship when Stone Cold won it the first time. But
that was the pick your battles
we
moment.
won't talk about that one.
That was a pick your battles moment. The Rock, Stone Cold would rather screw The Rock and shake McMahon's hand than have The Rock win the title. That was a pick your battles moment for Stone Cold. And then what happened later on down the line?
I mean, we all know what happened between Stone Cold and Vince.
Yeah, didn't turn out well for Vince.
No, it did not.
All right, so who is your official pick for this?
My official pick is Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton. I can see it happening, but it's a push for me. I'm not saying that you're wrong. It seems like a push for me. And maybe I'm just looking at it, high level. Like Naomi's the on paper is the obvious winner, right? Depending on what we think will happen down the line.
See, and I think it's the exact opposite. I don't think Naomi's the obvious choice on paper. I think Tiffany is the obvious choice on paper.
I think Naomi is the obvious if Nia wins at SummerSlam. Now, if Bayley retains at SummerSlam, I think Tiffany Stratton or Chelsea Green or
Zoe Stark. I mean, come on.
No, they don't really have. No, like Sky, Valkyria, and Stark. They don't fit into that like storyline as much as Naomi, Chelsea Green, and Tiffany Stratton do. Those three have all played parts in that title storyline. The other ones haven't. So, unless you go way back into Start of Damage Control, then Io Sky has a stake in that, but that was, years ago.
Yeah, it was forever ago.
That's when, you were watching WWE and on your computer because you were buying a ticket to show up at a virtual event. So.
Right. And in before Zoe Stark wins in a shocker that nobody is predicting. Because that seems to be the thing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Your unlikely pick is my main pick, Naomi. My unlikely pick would be Valkyria. She's my unlikely pick.
That's fair. So,
Zoe Stark, Io Sky they're filler. They're fodder.
Yeah, so I guess instead of unlikely, I should say like it's my second pick. Like Tiffany Stratton is my number one pick. If it's not Tiffany Stratton, then it's Naomi. So I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's just I think the Tiffany Stratton stuff is more compelling and is what's going to happen.
Using MythBuster terminology, plausible. But highly unlikely.
Exactly.
Stamp it, plausible.
All right, our next match, we have the Intercontinental title between Sami Zayn and Bronze Breakker. And I don't know, man. I don't get the whole Bronze Breakker thing and why he's as popular as he is. Because all he's done is bitch and complained and then spear people, and now he's in a title match.
But that's been kind of working for Drew. Been bitching, complaining, and doing shit, and now here he is.
But Drew has officially gotten screwed out of some really big matches.
No, I agree. And I don't understand the Bronze Breakker thing either. Like, I don't understand it either. Like the create a wrestler template. I don't know. I don't understand why they're pushing him.
Like, I get it. Like, he's a super athletic guy. You know, he can run real fast. He can jump real high. He's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's got a one word, I guess you can call it a one word catchphrase. You know, woof. But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't get the push behind him. I understand the fans like him. I don't like him. I don't care for him. But if, you know, Raw was any indication, it should be a good match between Sammy and Bronze.
No, I think it'll be a good match. I mean, the dude puts on good matches for sure. But I don't. I mean, I guess if they, we maybe we need, maybe we're looking for we need a heel title. We need a heel champion on Raw.
Is he a
And
heel, though, if he's as popular as he is?
he's more heel than Sammy is. Sammy's pure face. The things that Bronze Breaker does makes him a heel. Not the crowd reaction. His attitude and the things that he does makes him a heel, right? The attacking after the match is over and all this other, and behind stage, and attacking people that are truly popular, like Ricochet, and throwing him through a windshield. That makes you a heel. Like if he was to throw, you know, Solo through a windshield, he's a face because no one likes Solo. So the good guy threw the bad guy through a windshield. Now he's a face. The bad guy threw the good guy through a windshield. Now he's a face. Now he's a heel.
I don't really feel like he's face or heel. He's just kind of
I
in the
think
middle.
that's typical. That's typical thugonomics right there, kid.
Yeah, well, I don't speak thugonomics, and there's a reason he's not around anymore.
Hey, John Cena was good in his time.
John,
Post thugonomics, John Cena was good.
there you go. See, not even John Cena liked thugonomics.
No, the thugonomics thing. Like it took a minute. It took him a minute for him to find his lane, and when he did, he's
Nobody
one of the
saw
greatest
it.
Yeah, and you can't. I still.
I,
Who is that? Look at that guy just floating in the air and then slamming onto the ground. What is happening? What voodoo is this?
Yeah.
Is he wrestling Harry Potter?
So in this match between Sammy and Bronze, yes, I know his name is Braun, but I have to call him Bronze Breaker just because he's covered in bronzer.
And let's be honest, he's a template Goldberg, tattoo and all.
Yeah, I mean, he's the Wish version of Goldberg, as we've said in the past.
He's Bronzeberg.
But like, I do think this match has the possibility to be match of the night. They're both athletic guys. I think they're going to put on a great show. Personally, I think Sammy's going to do something kind of like he did on Raw, and he's going to dodge a spear, and Bronze is going to run into something a little too hard and hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to allow Sammy to hit, a Blue Thunder Bomb or a hell of a kick or something. And hell of a kick.
Hello, a kick.
No, I am not Michael Cole, and I will pronounce it properly. Hell of a kick. And I think Sammy ends up winning the match. When Sammy won the IC title from Gunther, I wasn't real big on Sammy, but since that time at WrestleMania, he's really started to grow on me, and I like Sammy more and more as the weeks and months go on.
Is he a mold? So he's a mold.
Yeah, I mean, he grows on you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it makes sense for Bronze to win it so soon, unless they want to set up some sort of angle for him and Sheamus.
Well, because now here's my two specific Spiffik call of the night.
All right, before you get into it, my official pick, Sami Zayn.
Okay. My official pick, also Sami Zayn, but via Sheamus, DQ, by DQ, Sheamus taking out Bronze, 11 minutes, 12 seconds into the match.
Ooh, that's an early finish.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot going. You figure you have two ladder matches.
Mm-hmm.
So those are going to be 25 to 30 minutes, probably a piece. So I think, and those are going to be the bookend matches, right? The women's match and the men's match. Well, plus then you have the world title. So you're looking at probably a 20, 30-minute match just for the MiTB, or the Money in the Bank matches. So this one is going to be pretty quick.
Okay, that's fair. So you've got Sammy beating Bronze via DQ at 11:30?
11-12.
11:12. All right.
Uh-huh. And it is Sheamus coming over the railing and kicking, because Sammy's out on the edge. It happens outside of the ring. Bronze does his thing where he throws Sami Zayn out of the ring one way, goes to the other end of the ring to run around. As he's running around, Sheamus kicks him with his his isn't the Claymore. What is his? It's the
the Braga, something like that.
Yeah.
He hits him with his kick.
Yeah, Sheamus hits him with his dry heave kick.
All right. I like it.
DQ, and then DQ, and then Sami Zayn wins, and then SummerSlam triple threat: Sheamus, Bronze, Sammy. Sheamus wins at SummerSlam.
Okay, I like that. Especially with Sheamus. Like, I didn't get to see Sheamus in his heyday, but I was texting you during Raw this week, and I was like, I'm pretty sure Sheamus is my spirit animal right now.
Yeah, he's just, banger after banger, man.
Yeah, I'm a Sheamus fan, so I would love to see that. I'm on board. I like your the sous chef to Seuss pick.
To Seuss Pacific pick. Yep.
I like it.
But can we get? Speaking of bronzer, can we put some on Sheamus? Maybe. I gotta watch. I have to. Anytime Sheamus is in a match, I have to watch it through sunglasses because my retinas are on fire. Like all the lights coming off of that white skin. It's staring into the brights, man. It's like, turn off your brights, dude. Like.
Just put him in a match with Gunther and just have him slap it up a bit. Then it's all red.
Oh, jeez, like just something. Maybe can we just get him in maybe some like footy jammies? Can we have him wrestle in footy jammies where he's covered head to toe?
No, they're gonna put him in as little clothes as possible.
Jeez, because I mean, I love Sheamus. I love his matches, but it's tough. I see spots every time after I watch it just because of the brights coming off of there.
That's fair. That's fair. I do have a little more color to my skin than Sheamus does, but I'm also not an Irishman, so.
Sheamus, if you take offense, I apologize. But we can go. We can have a banger. That's a 2-minute match.
Yeah, I'm lucky to climb into the ring.
Yeah, I'm gonna get winded just walking down the aisle. I'm like, hold on, dude. All right, hit me with your dry heave kick, and it's over.
You win.
Here, I'm rolling in and laying down. I'm not even standing up again. In.
All right, so we both got Sami Zayn, and you've got some very specific stipulations that we'll recap at the end. And I'm getting
specific.
Yep, the two Suspific.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
To work on that. You have to go to a speech therapist to
Something.
get.
I consider myself a professional, but man, that's a tongue twister for sure.
Oh man, I'm amateur hour.
But yeah, so both got Sami Zayn in the IC match. Next up, we have the 6-man tag between the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, and RKO. And I have no freaking clue about this match. It's just going to be chaos. Like the last couple of weeks on SmackDown have been chaos, and I think this is just going to be a straight up brawl. Like that's all it's going to be. There's not going to be any tags or any of that kind of stuff. They're just going to start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be a street fight. Like it's a 6-man tag, but let's be honest, it's going to be a street fight.
No, it's going to be a street fight. And honestly, what match with the Bloodline has never not been? I mean, a Bloodline match has a Bloodline rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
What Bloodline match has never just been a straight match, right? It's always been chaos and someone coming over the railings and turning into a street match. Yeah, I don't. We'll talk through this a little bit, but I got a little thing that might happen. That won't happen, but happens in my mind. So I'm gonna say, it, and it would be awesome if it actually happened, but it won't. But oh god, if it did, the place would explode. I would explode. I would jump up and tear a muscle in the process, but it would be amazing.
I have an idea of where you're going.
That would be the time. Like, this is awesome. This is truly awesome.
We're gonna start chanting "This is awesome" in my front room.
Yep. If what I have in my little pea-sized brain happens, which it won't, which it should, Paul,
Yeah.
but it won't.
Mr. Paul 888 Levesque.
Yeah.
Please give us a call. We are open to working with the WWE in a writing fashion. So,
yeah. I mean, like the professional writers will say, well, "Who the hell is this kid coming up with this thing?" Trust me.
and they're like,
Do a focus group. It would be amazing.
yeah.
But we'll talk about that after.
So, I mean, you can see my notes here. I have the winner marked as I'll make my choice at the time. And we're at the time, and I don't know if I can make a choice. But here's what I hope happens. I don't think it will, but here's what I hope happens. Or maybe I don't hope it happens, because if this happens, it depends. If this happens before the men's Money in the Bank match, then it ruins, some of the other stuff and some of the other storylines with men's Money in the Bank. But if the men's match happens before this, then this is really what I want to have happen.
Okay.
But basically, at some point, Paul Heyman's going to be there, right? Like, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Paul Heyman will be there in some capacity. And he's going to get attacked again by the Bloodline. They're going to target him. Like, he's clearly, not with them anymore. Solo is done with Paul Heyman. He is no longer the wise man. What I would love to see happen, though, is Jey Uso show up and protect Paul Heyman, because he was the wise man to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline when it was the OGs with the Usos and Roman. So I'd love to see Jey come out. There doesn't necessarily have to be a fight, but he gets between Solo or Tama Tonga or Jacob Fatu or whoever it may be, and just protects Paul Heyman. Gets him to the back, everything's safe, and then the match goes on. When the match is over, there's gonna be a cut scene between Paul Heyman with Jey Uso there, and Paul says to his phone, "Call Roman Reigns." Which is then the catalyst for the return of Roman and Jimmy, and then the OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline Civil War to start.
Gotcha.
Officially, I think the Bloodline win. There's speculations on who can show up. I think all 4 of them will be there, assuming they can all get passports and travel to Canada.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that 4th man is going to be kind of the equalizer, or I guess it's going to tip it in the Bloodline's favor.
Yeah, he's going to be the guy outside there. And then when someone gets knocked out of the ring, he's the dude that's going to throw in a little,
Yep.
Beat him like a stubborn mule.
Yep. And then it's going to be Solo that pins Cody.
Well, you need that, right? You need kind of like, you have to have that Easter egg, Falcon holding the Captain America shield,
Yeah, that's
Hey, this is what's happening.
yeah. So I guess that's my pick. Officially, Solo pins Cody and the Bloodline win.
Okay. So, my pick is not too. Well, we're not in the same ball. We're playing the same game. I'm just in a different ballpark.
Okay.
I do think Paul shows up. I do think Paul Heyman shows up. But so Jey Uso has nothing to do with this. I think Jey Uso is too far from the bloodline right now to do that. Like, Jey is off doing the Jey thing. Jey wants to be the main event, and Jey can't be the main event when he gets roped back into anything bloodline related. So I don't think he helps Paul Heyman at all. And actually, I don't think Paul needs any help at this point in time. So what I think happens is they have their match. It's chaos. Wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh, you just want to fight? Okay, it's a street fight. And they have a street fight, which is not really a street fight because the farthest they go is maybe over the rail.
Right.
Gotta talk too much and got too much spit in my mouth.
You're excited. You're really excited about this one. I can tell.
So they have the match. They do their thing. They fight and they beat the hell out of each other. I think Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton win the match. And they do their thing, and then the bloodline is over there, and they're, oh, like, what just happened? We lost or whatever. And then, after the match, up on the stage, you hear, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And I have a message for you. And then on the big screen, you remember the Freddy song? 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Yep.
Remember that?
Uh-huh.
That plays, but instead of Freddy, it's Roman.
Okay.
3, 4, better lock your door. And they're going to obviously change this because we don't need any crucifixes or anything like that. But he's like, yeah. And then you quick back, camera 3, back to Solo's face, close up. Oh, what? Yeah. Now, the place would explode if that was to happen.
Oh, 100%. And that is not the direction I thought you were going at all.
Oh, but wouldn't that be so amazing? Like, oh shit, he's coming back. We better what's gonna happen?
Yeah. We're definitely both in we're in the same sport here.
Yeah.
I think that's way more plausible so far than what I thought you were going. So,
I'm saying in the realm of plausibility right now. I might. So
I'm impressed.
I might be, but you know me, in real life, I am known to step over the line, and so that's what
a little bit.
I am doing that. I am crossing that line of plausibility right now, and I know it, so you can't hold it against me.
Okay, go for it.
So that happens on Money in the Bank. They all freak out. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Following week on Raw, guess who shows up with the Bloodline as their new wise man?
Let me guess. Rikishi.
No, Eric Bischoff.
Oh, no. Nobody wants Bischoff.
Exactly. He is everybody loved Paul Heyman, and that's why he didn't fit in the Bloodline. Everybody hates Eric Bischoff. That's why he fits in the Bloodline.
Yeah, you lost me at Bischoff.
Told you. I told you. I was stepping up to the line of plausibility and going over it, so you couldn't hold it against me. So there.
All right, well, that's a heck of a theory. I'm with you up until Bischoff, and then that's a bit of a stretch.
Look, I told you where this ride is. Like, here is where most people get off of this ride, at this line right here. And you did. You're like, cool. I'm up until this line of Paul Heyman, which is plausible. Maybe not the 1-2 Freddie coming for you or Roman coming for you, but Jesus Christ, that would be awesome. Oh my God.
What if, though, instead of Bischoff, it was The Rock, and then you've got the feuding factions with The Rock and Roman at the head of each?
No, because The Rock and Roman are so tight. Like the Roman, like Solo wouldn't. I don't think The Rock would back Solo. I don't think that.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
I mean, you're pretty right. I'm just throwing stuff out there that's not Bischoff.
Yeah, I mean, or here we go. Someone else that might. No, that's ridiculous.
More ridiculous than Bischoff?
I was gonna say the excellent of execution.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not happening ever.
No.
All right, well, I guess Bischoff, out of what you've said, is the most plausible.
Right? So, boom, back to plausibility.
No, nope.
Thanks for saying I'm plausible, Chef.
Yeah, I'm saying it's more plausible than Bret Hart.
Which means it's plausible. Thank you, Chef.
It's not. I mean, guess anything is plausible, but you're way off into the realm of not gonna happen.
I'm out in right field where the dandelions grow on that one. I know, but when it happens, I'll be like, "You're welcome, Chef."
No, I'm gonna stop watching. We're gonna quit the show because Bischoff is back in wrestling, and nobody wants that.
No, I know. Or even better, Jim Cornette.
Yes. See, I'd much rather have Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette comes back as, I was gonna say Paul Bearer, but we can't because he's passed away.
Yeah.
I guess they could carry an urn and say it's Paul Bearer, but that's a little dark.
A little bit. Especially if it really was him.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, we just went into some weird territory there.
Yeah. Maybe a little offensive.
Yeah, I think we wrap up this 6-man tag.
Okay, cool.
You've got the blood. I have the bloodline winning. You have Cody Rhodes and RKO.
Yep.
That's what it boils down to.
Yep. Opposite picks.
Yes, we have differed on this one. I think we differ on this next one too. So men's Money in the Bank. We've got Mr. DM Hunk, Drew McIntyre, as his shirt said on Raw, versus main event Jey Uso versus Chad Gable, who may or may not be murdered before the show, versus LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. And this one is another one that can go a million different directions.
I have two, but
I don't like this one. Like, there's so much that's
in
in the realm of possibility here.
Of the million, I've narrowed it down to two.
I have two. I have the two most plausible ones, which I think we both have here. I don't think so. Because I don't think my guy's even on like part of your picks.
No, but it doesn't mean it's not plausible. Like we saw my realm of plausibility. We
Yeah,
just heard
which
about.
is Bischoff returning, but
That's my plausibility spectrum is pretty wide, so we'll see what happens. So yours is probably lands in my spectrum.
all right. So what do you got happening in this one?
So I got two. I have two possible picks. I'll say it right now. My main pick is Drew.
Okay.
I think Drew beats. I think it ends up Drew and Jay at the top of a ladder. Drew knocks Jay off, and actually, I'm gonna flip that. Drew and LA Knight at the top of a ladder. Drew knocks LA Knight off because LA Knight gets distracted by Paul Logan's music.
You mean Logan Paul?
Did I say Paul Logan again?
Yep.
Yes, Logan Paul. It's his fault for having two first names. So I think, yeah, Drew and LA Knight, top of the ring, or top of the ladder. They're fighting for the case, that stupid half punches things that they do. Oh, punch. Oh, I almost fell off the ladder. Punch. Oh, I almost fell off the ladder. Me too. Punch. Oh, I almost fell. Drew hits LA Knight. Oh, I almost fell. Boom. Logan Paul music. Oh, what? Punch again. Ah, now I really fell. I have the thing. Drew McIntyre wins the match. So I think he wins the match. Drew wins the match. Mike, he's my pick. Because like when he wins the match, and then here's my pick for the world title. Drew wins the match. Seth wins the world title, the heavyweight championship title, and then Drew cashes in on Seth that night, and he leaves. Just this new Drew is really focused on, and he sees, and if Drew does that, he sees it as a shot to CM Punk and defeating CM Punk for everything that CM Punk did, and that completes Drew McIntyre's story,
Okay.
So, but I can see LA Knight winning, even with a Logan Paul. That was right, Logan Paul.
Yep. You got it. I'm so proud of you,
Yeah.
Chef.
Okay, Logan Paul. Thanks, Chef. So LA Knight wins. Logan Paul shows up and do a little whatever mic time, and he's like, and then blah blah blah. Actually, probably on the following SmackDown, they have a thing in LA Knights. I'm looking past you now, dude. Like I got my eyes set up on something bigger, and it's not you. I'm looking past you. Pisses Logan Paul. That's right. Pisses Logan Paul off. He gives LA Knight a title shot at SummerSlam. LA Knight beats him at SummerSlam to become the U.S. title, and then cashes in at the next PLE to become on Drew, and becomes because that's Raw, and cashes in on maybe not the next PLE, and then becomes the World Heavyweight title or the Undisputed, and now he's a Grand Champion. That's my plausible but highly unlikely pick. LA Knight. My true pick is Drew.
Okay. Yeah, your LA Knight story we were talking about before we started. I was like, that's a little out there.
Is it Eric Bischoff out there?
Not quite, but it's pretty far out there. You're not quite picking dandelions in right field.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm in right field with this pick. I'm in the dugout with Eric Bischoff. I'm like we're not letting that dude on the field, right? No.
Who let him in the stadium?
He's just here to be part of the team. Okay, he's on the team.
Look, his mom signed him up for Little League, and he's got to come to the games, so we at least have to put him in the field for a couple of innings, all right?
Look, he meets our chubby kid quota, so that's why he's here. Besides, his mom will probably bring good snacks, so look at the kid.
Okay. I gotta compose myself here for a minute. You got me thinking about snacks. I'm like, ooh, snacks.
Snacks.
So you see no interference from Punk at all.
Uh, like no, actually, I saw last week. If anybody's gonna interfere with Drew McIntyre, it's AJ Lee, Punk's wife.
Okay, so Punk doesn't directly interfere. It's AJ Lee.
No, but maybe he. But I'm sure there was a big promo on SmackDown tonight. This is pre-SmackDown info. There might have been a big promo on SmackDown, which I'm sure there was, about the Money in the Bank,
Mm-hmm.
and CM Punk might have been there. And then that makes my whole CM Punk won't be there thing moot, because he's already there. So of course he's going to be there, because he's at Money. If he's at SmackDown, he's going to be at Money in the Bank.
I think he's there regardless. I don't care if he's at SmackDown or not. He's at Money in the Bank. And for me, he prevents Drew from winning the briefcase. And if he doesn't prevent Drew from winning the briefcase, so if Drew actually wins Money in the Bank and he goes to cash in on either Damian or Seth, he screws him over there. But either way, Punk is screwing Drew McIntyre over it in some form or fashion. I think it happens during the Money in the Bank match, so Drew doesn't get the case at all. I think he's going to come in and tip over a ladder when it looks like, oh, it's Drew for sure, and then Punk's going to come out of nowhere. He's probably going to jump through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And then, over goes the ladder, and then, oh no, Drew gets screwed again. And then hopefully we can finally put an end to the Drew CM Punk storyline at SummerSlam.
And that's...
And I don't want there to be a title on the line. I just want it to be a match. There doesn't need to be a title on the line, because I don't think Punk needs a title or deserves a title shot yet. He hasn't even been in the ring.
No, and that's it. Like, I wish, and that's why I'm tired. That's why I hope he doesn't, because I'm tired of this, oh, CM Punk screwed Drew. That's okay. I'm done. I'm done with that. Let's move on. Like, let Drew do the Drew thing, and you know what? If winning titles or defending titles is what we use to finish stories now, then albeit. Let Drew cash in on Seth at Money in the Bank, and let him defend against. Here.
But Gunther gets a shot at SummerSlam.
No, and that's what I was saying. And so, and then let Drew defend against Gunther at. Now he's got to hold the title longer than 5 minutes now, and he's talked about how he's done everything that he said he's gonna do. And I'm doing everything I said I'm going to do, and I'm Drew McIntyre, and I'm DM Hunk, and blah, 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 blah. And now we get to SummerSlam. He fights Gunther, and that's where Punk screws Drew, and Gunther gets the title.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I mean, I can get behind what you're cooking there.
Yeah, I mean that's regular gravy. That's not jelly bean gravy.
So, for me, there's a bunch of, like I said, there's a bunch of different ways this can go. I don't think Drew wins. Punk, AJ Lee, Larry, for God's sakes, one of those three get involved, or maybe all three. Maybe Punk shows up with his dog and AJ Lee.
But I think maybe just CM Punk being alive in the world isn't, because every time Drew comes out, all he hears is CM Punk.
Right.
Yeah. So CM Punk doesn't even have to be in the state for him to involve, or for him to get in Drew's head. But I interrupted you. Just say that because it was super important.
It was very important. So Drew doesn't win. Chad Gable the Wyatts are getting involved somehow. Like, we're going to see the Wyatts at Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say during my rambling. I don't think Chad Gable actually makes it to the ring.
Okay, I think he makes it to the ring. I think the lights go out at some point, and we get the whole creepy music, and then because it's just been Sister Abigail, not Hazel, Abigail. I got it right this week, and the other Wyatts for the previous weeks, but I think Uncle Howdy actually shows up. So we'll see Uncle Howdy, and I don't think they necessarily like fight Chad or do anything to him, but they scare the shit out of Chad.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
basically cause him to run away.
look, they're trying. They're trying to like. Chad is trying to be. He's not trying. They're, he's their false prophet, right? So they're trying to they're trying to bring him in.
He turned on. No, they're punishing Chad. He turned on his family.
Yeah,
and that's something you don't do. They're not bringing Chad in. They're punishing Chad.
Yeah. So, and that's why I say he doesn't make it to the ring.
Which could happen. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, but I think it's a huge opportunity lost if you don't have that happen during the match. The crowd will pop and go crazy when the Wyatt music hits. So I think it would be an opportunity lost if Chad didn't make it to the ring, and then the Wyatts showed up at some point, rather than having them take him out before.
Yeah, I can see that.
I agree with you. I think Logan Paul distracts LA Knight. So he doesn't end up winning. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade are just there for flavor. They're the high flyers. So, they're going to have some exciting moments. They're going to be the ones jumping off the top of the ladders, doing the crazy moves and whatnot. I'd probably rather have Ricochet in the Carmelo Hayes spot, but that's neither here nor there at this point. And then I think it's a Jey Uso win. I'm picking my boy Jey. I think he finally gets over and gets a shot.
See, but he's had his shot twice.
But he's gotten screwed. He's gotten screwed on both.
So is Drew. So now we're just having. Now it's just.
But Drew's actually held a singles title.
But now we're just dealing with people that have now it's a prison fight because it's just two dudes that get screwed all the time. So like.
Yeah, I think with the OG bloodline versus the new school bloodline, or whatever the hell we want to call them, I don't think Roman cares if Jey has a title. I think he's supported. I think he's gonna be like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, fam. It's not gonna be. I don't have to be the title holder. It's like the tribal chief is gonna pick up and hold his family up no matter what. Like that's the job of the tribal chief. He's gonna hold up Jey Uso and be like, "I'm proud of you."
No, and he's gonna do that, and he's gonna say, "Look, man, I screwed up. I apologize. I'm proud of you for what you've been doing. You deserve to be out on your own. I'm sorry for what went down, and I want you. I want you back. I want you. Let's mend fences or whatever." And Jay's in. I think that's what it would need. That's what it would require for Jey. Like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think if Jey stands up for Paul, that's gonna put him even more over at that point. And then I think it sets up a pretty good match between him and Gunther sometime after SummerSlam. If Jey wins, it's not going to be a quick cash-in. It's going to be months, and it's going to be kind of in the making, and I don't think it's a cash-in. I think it's a call-out. It's like, I want a match with Gunther for the title.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which we're both assuming Gunther wins. Like, for it could be Damian Priest for all we know.
I Yeah, I don't think so. We'll get to that. I already said I think Seth wins, but we'll talk about we'll talk about that match next.
Yeah.
But
So official picks. I have Jey Uso. You have Drew McIntyre
yep,
winning Money in the Bank for the men's side. All right. And then our final match of the evening will be the WWE Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. If Seth wins, Damian has to leave the Judgment Day. If Seth loses, then he can no longer challenge Damian for the title. Chef Stradamus made a pick on this earlier in the week. Highly suggest you go and check that out. But let me hear your thoughts before I go back into mine.
I think we're on the same page. I think Damian needs to step away from the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day wants them to step away. I don't think Damian Priest fits in the Judgment Day anymore. And instead of Priest being like, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, this is their way to get him out.
Yep.
Via Seth Rollins winning the match.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Seth beats him, and Priest is out. Because, like Finn said it on Raw. It's like, Liv's not the problem, man. It's you. You're the problem.
Right. And like I said, I see this going one of two ways. Either the Judgment Day is getting involved at some point during the match. They either help Seth win and get Damian out, or they help Damian win and kind of win him back over as far as the Judgment Day goes. The Chef Stradamus pick from this week had the opposite, where Seth wins and takes the title. Damian's out of the Judgment Day. And I think this is even more plausible because last week on Raw, he was like, oh, I talked to Rhea. She's not happy. When he was talking to Dom, and Dom's like, yeah, I've talked to Rhea. She's totally cool. And he just basically called him out on his bullshit. It's like, nah, I talked to Rhea. She's pissed.
And see, and these are the things that I hate. Like, oh, I talked to Rhea. No, I talked to Rhea. Well, I talked to Roman. No, I talked to Roman. This isn't junior high, for Christ's sake. Record a goddamn phone call, then. To me, this is locker room garbage. Yeah, well, so and so said that so and so said this, and so said this, and now they're going to beat you up because of this and this and this. This isn't 1997, for God's sake. Play the call. Play the voicemail. Do something, because I talked to Rhea. No, you didn't. Cool. I talked to Rhea. No, you didn't. Okay. Then none of us talked to Rhea. Whatever. That's garbage to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, but I do think this is the perfect time for Damian to get kicked out of the Judgment Day. And then we see Rhea come back soon. She's back before SummerSlam. And basically starting the feud between Damian and the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, for sure. Because now Damian has beef against the Judgment Day.
Yep.
Rhea has beef against the Judgment Day.
Yep.
And poor little Dom is stuck in the middle. They're not.
They can have him. They just let him go.
But here's you. You made this bed. Literally made this bed. You made this bed and then got all messy in it with Liv Morgan. So you're sowing those seeds, pal.
Yeah. So that's that's what I think is the long term here. We're gonna see Rhea back before SummerSlam, and then there's gonna be something that goes down. Rhea's gonna challenge Liv for the women's title, and then I don't know if Damian finds a tag partner or what happens there. Maybe it's Rey Mysterio. I don't know, but he's gonna end up challenging either one-on-one with Finn or a tag match between, Damian and somebody and Finn and JD.
Yeah, for sure. Something has to happen with Damian and Finn.
Yeah, that's going to come to a head for sure. I guess there doesn't need to be a title on the line, but there's going to be something between Damian and Finn.
For sure.
Like Finn has showed his loyalties run title deep, essentially.
Yep. Yeah. Finn is not loyal to Damian. Finn is loyal to whoever can get the best. Finn is, hey, where's my best options at right now? My best options with Liv right now.
Which I'm super surprised by, because I thought that Finn would ride with Damian to the end, but that's changed real quick.
Yeah, I thought for sure Finn was the ride to die with Damian.
Yeah, me too. So this whole turn over the last 2 to 3-ish weeks, and then last week where it's like, Liv's not the problem, you are. That was super surprising to me.
Yeah, and I think that took was a surprise to Damian too. He's like, what?
Well, Damian can do it all himself, and he's going to find out that no, he can't.
Yeah.
He's going to lose the belt, and I think, honestly, a match between Seth and Gunther is a way more compelling match than Damian versus Gunther. So
for sure,
I think it makes sense. Sure. I think it makes sense all around, which is probably why it won't happen.
It won't, because it's going to be Drew Gunther.
But that's what makes the most sense to me.
Yep, it's going to be Drew Gunther, but Gunther by that time has Eric Bischoff in his side. So
I'm just going to shut it down now. I mean, we don't need any more Bischoff talk on this channel.
You shut your bish off.
Yeah, I'm going to shut your bish off.
I'm going to go take a bish and waft my ish off.
I think you need to see a doctor for that one.
I do. It's oozing. I think I'm oozing Bischoff.
Gross. But I think that should probably wrap us up. I don't want to hear anything more about your oozing Bischoff.
Some ooze machismo. I ooze Bischoff.
All right, so to recap. Women's Money in the Bank. I have Tiffany Stratton. You have Naomi.
Yep.
I have Naomi as my backup pick on that one.
And that's one of her moves, isn't it? Like the rear view or something?
Yeah, the rear view. She just hits her with a bum. That's all. The Intercontinental title match. We both have Sammy winning. With 11, 12. Yep. Oh yeah. So the two Sue-specific.
No, the first one was good. That was good. Keep that.
The two. Okay.
Two Sue-specific.
The two Sue-specific pick. You've got Sami Zayn via DQ from a Sheamus kick on Bronze at 1:15.
11.
11:15.
11.12. 11:12.
11:12.
11 minutes, 12 seconds into the match.
All right. I'm gonna.
Yeah, 1:12. Like 1:12. That's like, hey, here's the fight. And it's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to go quick.
Yeah.
And then the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and RKO. I have the Bloodline winning via solo pinning Cody, and you have Cody and RKO winning this one. Mm-hmm. We both agree Paul Heyman's showing up at some point, and there's going to be some alludement to Roman Reigns.
Yep. And I really hope it's the Freddie song.
Men's Money in the Bank. I've got Jey Uso. You have Drew McIntyre. who later goes on to cash in that night and ends up being the heavyweight champ.
Yep.
And then in the heavyweight championship match, we both have Seth beating Damian and Damian being kicked out of the Judgment Day, and there's interference from the Judgment Day. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any. If we see Finn talking, or if we see Finn and Liv talking at any point prior to the match, there will be Judgment Day interruption or interference.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Because she'll be like, this is your chance to get him out. But if they send Dom down, then Priest
Damian
retains.
wins.
Then Damian wins.
Yeah.
Depends on who goes to the ring. If Dom goes down, Priest retains.
That's
Maybe
a
he
fair
walks,
point.
and then maybe he walks away. It was like of his own volition. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You guys trying to screw me? I'm out. I don't need to. I'm out. But if Finn goes down, Seth is gonna win.
Yep. I can get behind that. All right. So there you have it. Our predictions for Money in the Bank. Do you have any parting words of wisdom?
Haven't given any so far, so I think I'm good.
All right. So that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks as always for those that watched us live. If you're watching us on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please send them to us at RolandHeavyBJJ@gmail.com. And until next time, stay hungry, my friends.